Well, how's everybody on a Wednesday afternoon? I hope everybody's doing good, y'all. Everybody, welcome to my shop. Maz, first one in my shop. Hope everybody's all right on a Wednesday afternoon. It's a good day to work on leather. And if we can't work on leather, it's a good day to talk about working on leather. I hope everybody's okay. Everybody on the East Coast, anybody drying out? We've had those bad thunderstorms lately. Our humidity this morning in my shop, 72% in my shop. Right. So we talked about a dehumidifier. We're going to come back to that because I've got something that's a little surprising there, but I hope everybody's doing all right. It's good to see everybody popping up. In fact, I almost made a little sign for my computer. Relax. You're amongst friends. And my second thought was, we could say that to each other. Let's relax. We're amongst friends. Let's talk. Let's have a good time. The leathercraft community is such good people, y'all. Thanks for being here. And something else I wanted to mention, we don't have a lot to look at today, but we've got some fun stuff to talk about. A little leather, another funny story or two, but we're going to have fun with it today. I hope. But one thought again crossed my mind, said on The Simpsons, which has always been one of my favorite shows, on the sign that says "Welcome to Springfield." Underneath it says, what is it? Uh, please, what is it now? I totally lost. Oh yeah, welcome to Springfield. Please lower your expectations. Right. I almost feel like I want to say that. Just lower your expectations, and this will go well. Right. Anyway, Maz, Jim. Oh, Nan is with us. Nan, I hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's good. Y'all come on in, make yourself at home. Let's see if I can make this interesting and fun. We talked about doing maybe just between us, we talked about maybe doing a longer life for my anniversary, which is in a month. And I thought, I don't know if I can make it interesting for 2 hours. I'm not sure if it's interesting for 1 hour. So, but we'll talk further about that. And it is a giveaway day. Absolutely. So I've done the last couple. We'll talk more about this, but I've done the last two, I think. So Miriam had a great idea for a good giveaway. And I saw it. I thought, yes, perfect. So we'll come around to that at a quarter after the hour. But over here, everybody, y'all, welcome to my shop. Shane, good to see your name pop up. Let's see, Joe South, afternoon, right back to you, Joe. Jim, everybody, y'all, it's so good to see everybody's name pop up. Bridget, hope you're doing well. Very nice. Um, you were in my thoughts too because I turned the dehumidifier off. Again, we'll talk about this, but I thought, this is for everybody on kind of the East Coast. Out there, humidity probably not such an issue, but there was a good outcome here. There was a good outcome here. And we'll talk about that. Um, Bless your heart, Nan. Lots of information come from these lives. Thank you. I hope so. I hope so. I'll try to work in some good tricks and tips and information and stories. And we don't have a lot to look at today, but what we do have to look at is important because I actually made a stride on a project. Yeah, I don't know how long this thing's been sitting in my shop. I don't know, 2 years or more. So my thought, because I did the armor with the dog, the traditional Celtic dog, tooled the whole thing, loved the black and turquoise, and I thought that'd make a gorgeous briefcase. So I I tooled it and I dyed the pieces and parts, and then I didn't like the top coat, and I stripped that off and painted it. So that thing's been sitting for 2 years or more, just in an incomplete state. So sometime last week, I was moving stuff around in my shop. Which, does anybody have a shop where you got to move something to do something? I need a shop cleansing. A reckoning is probably more the correct word, but I picked it up. I said, Chuck, just make it to get it out of the way. Just get it out of the way. I mean, it's pretty, but it's a lesson in doing everything wrong. Because I've talked about this, but so just all right. So I used like a 6.7, I think maybe a 5.6 exterior. So get some good tooling on this, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to line it with like a pig liner, something lighter weight. That won't be too. Just walked over, picked it up, not thinking about it, lined it with suede. Like, oh, that turquoise suede is so pretty. I'll line it with that. Okay, so now it's gotta be like a 9 to 10 ounce thickness, so it's extremely heavy. Um, and I did a rifle scabbard sometime back for a friend of a friend, and sorry, I got something in my eye. I was gonna do a nice simple border design. It's gonna put spot and then stamp design like, Vayner camo Vayner spot. Same, right? And I was gonna do it on both sides. So I used my wing divider. Of course something gets in my head the minute we go live. Anyway, use my wing divider, started on that center bottom and worked my way up. So when I went to sew the thing together towards the top, the spots have to be that far off. Just, I don't understand how that happened. Got no idea where I'm going with that. Same thing here. I started literally, and you can see there's evidence, there's proof. I started right in the center. I used my wing divider, working out from there. And you notice just by the time I get to here, these are starting to be off center. I don't know how I did that either. Anyway, it's too heavy. My border doesn't match. Not that anybody's really going to see that. So all that's left, I just have to sew the throat, the flap. I'm going to put a trunk handle on it and some billets and a shoulder strap. So getting relatively close. So this project, judging from my timeline, I think I'll have this ready by 2028, maybe 2029. Don't rush me. Right. So, but it's coming along, and I gotta say, it's heavy. It's ridiculous heavy. Oh man, just that again, it's a good lesson in not just I'm so bad about walking over a project like it's been sitting there and I maybe get a wild hair. All right, I'm gonna finish this. I walk over, pick it up, and just start. Not thinking or paying attention or what was I gonna do? What was the original plan? And so anyway, maybe that's like 6 shot bales all in one, but it's heavy, but I don't care. It's gonna look nice. That's all that matters. So, and I need another briefcase because I've only got 5. So yeah, well, that's leather crafters. Well, I'm just gonna make another one, but now I'm gonna go with this design. That keeps it fresh for us, doesn't it? Yeah, because I always say I don't think there's enough time in a day to make all the things I want to make out of leather because if we break it down, okay, briefcase, got a cool design there, got a cool design. Well, there's like 6 other designs that I want to use on a briefcase or holster or sporran or pouch or purse, bag. So any given project, that could be like 10 or 12 different projects. So if we got 100 things we want to make, well, if we had to, that's like 1,200 projects. So again, not enough time in the day to make all the things I want to make with leather. But I hope everybody feels that way. What a great feeling. What a great craft, right? And what great people to practice our craft with. Absolutely. I'm going to jump over here because the time just flies by and I missed going back again. This morning I went back over all the comments from the last live. I missed 90% of them and some really important ones. I really did. But also too, along with that, please lower your expectations. This kills me. Mispronouncing names. I'm so sorry, y'all. And like Dean Grieger and Debbie St. Cyr, I mispronounced their names so much. I don't even know if they come back. And that just kills me. So, and I'm not great at thinking on my feet. So again, lower your expectations. We'll get through this mostly unscathed. Jeez, Chuck, sounds like the end of the world. Apocalyptic. Which, speaking of, I was reading an article on chat on AI. I don't remember which AI, whose AI, who produced it, but the article was that it was starting to use deceit and dishonesty when responding to the programmer. My first thought was, oh, here we go. We're right, Keanu Reeves, man, we're moving right into that thing. Oh man, Skynet and oh, yay, and seeing all these right, all the new military applications, the little dogs, the robot dogs, and China has robot soccer players. Oh, man. I don't know if we're going down a good road or not. Oh, and I gotta bring this in leather related, short, quick story, but it's really funny. On those same lines. So I'm going through our streaming services. There's a free streaming. Um, but I picked it up because they have a lot of the old TV, I mean, shows before my time, but we grew up on these, like, those of us, a little bit older, we grew up on these, like, Petticoat Junction and Gilligan's Island, right? So I pulled up, Petticoat Junction, black and white. I mean, like, 62 or 3 or whatever, and the closed captioning. Oh, man. I don't know if AI is doing the closed captioning, but it was hilarious. It was gross. It was offensive. I couldn't believe some of that. I mean, the character would say something or and then AI would come up. I mean, my first was like, okay, that was weird. And then another one like, okay, that's that's offensive. And another was like, okay, that just doesn't even make sense. It was more fun watching the closed captioning than it was actually watching the show. I don't know where we're going with all this, but one standard here? Us, our projects. We take the time, we love it, we enjoy it. I'm a news junkie. And I mean, I can't read a news article anymore that doesn't have typos. Just, does anybody read this? Is anybody looking at this? We are. Yeah, we're looking at our projects. We're doing them right. So hallelujah for us. Absolutely. Um, Also, our church had VBS last week, Vacation Bible School, and I had a little table, leather table. I did just some 4 to 5 ounce veg, natural veg, like 1.5 by 8 bookmarks, right? Took a bunch of stamps for the kids, letter stamps, and oh, I've got little puppy and kitty stamps and whatnot. Wow, I was marauded. That it made me feel good after the fact because the kids polite, every one of them polite, but they were like 5 deep. I had 3 stations set up, not nearly enough. So next time I'll know better. But geez, I mean, I was almost marauded in a very polite way. But I gotta say, the kids had a great time just stamping away, just getting after it. So I mean, I wouldn't call any of them works of art, but to them, they absolutely were. They were just a mess. Doesn't matter. They loved every minute of it. So that was a lot of fun. If you ever get a chance to do something like that, that was a lot of fun. After I had some Tylenol and put some ice on my knuckles, right? Because sometimes for the younger kids, you got to hold the stamp for them and wham, 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 and they don't stop. It's like, oh, wait, 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 no, no, they're on their go. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. But again, what a great craft. I mean, for kids to just, it was like a kid magnet. I think we had 40, I don't know how many kids we had. I took 40 blanks and used every one of them. I might have had 1 or 2 left, but I noticed too during cleanup, they had tables for food and hot dogs. I'd find 1 or 2 on every table. So I'm just forgotten, right? Forgotten, and it doesn't matter. They just had a great time. But next time, 2 bottles of Tylenol, 2 ice packs, and more stations for the kids. So, but all told, rewarding, rewarding. It absolutely is. Same with classes. Um, Sang Park, good to see your name pop up, Sang. Yeah, so are you off for the summer? So you can join us for the summer? Why can't we as adults do that same thing? Can't we have the summer off? Let's all just work September to, oh, I don't know, October. About the ride. It's like my work week. Let's work Monday and Tuesday, and then we have 5 days off for each weekend. Um, I miss summer vacation. Oh, and it was always the last day of summer vacation that you really found something fun to do. Yeah, every time, every year. But anyway, yeah, once you get to a certain age, you start using that summer vacation to make money because you're going to buy a car, right? Yeah. So anyway, all right. Oh, Marco Augusto, I actually noted your comment from last time. A big hello right back to Portugal. Thank you for being with us. It's good to see your name pop up. I was hoping you'd be back with us this week. But again, every every live day, first thing I do when I sit down to write my script, I start going over the last time. I see all kinds of great comments. Um, and I'd like to mention a few of these because so many of them stand out. We won't spend a lot of time on this, but nonetheless, important enough, at least to me, to bring these out, to bring them up and to mention them. Um, yeah, Marco, right up front. Marco, thanks for being here. I hope it's worth your time. I really do. I'm honored you're with us. All right. So last time I was talking about marking our leather, right? Yeah, like I do that. Do as I say, not as I do, right? Yeah, yeah. We could go through all the leather in our shop, and I bet 1 out of 10 are actually marked. How is it 3:15? How does work not do this? How does work not go this fast? Anyway, okay, we'll come back to my script because it's giveaway time. Now, right off the bat, let me jump 4 pages ahead because I should have been further along than this. Anyway, all right, Kevin Wise, congratulations from last time. Kevin sent me a nice pic on Messenger of I tossed in some like a placard, some of the fibing, some pins, stickers, and the pillow. Um, it sounds like Kevin liked it. So we're gonna do that again. We talked about that. Um, doing 4 pillows, 4 cow pillows. I don't have an issue. I would love to sew 4 cow pillows together for 4 winners. All right. So I've got it on my list to talk to the boss for my anniversary in a month. Let's do a giveaway of 4 items, 2 contiguous US, 2 international. I'm gonna see if the boss, like if I can pay for contiguous, maybe the company can do international. So that's kind of the idea I'm kicking around. But for this one, we're gonna give away, and I forgot to come up with a giveaway word. Man. Oh, and again, the boss goes, what now? Anyway, I know my boss probably needs that Tylenol more than I do. Excuse me. There we go. Okay. Got a good video edited and ready to render. So it'll be up not this Friday, but next. It's a pretty project. And well, I'm not going to say anymore. Ixnay, the competition. Got to keep an eye out for that competition. Anyway, let's do this. Let's make the entry word double shoulder. Double shoulder. Because we're going to give away a V-cut double shoulder. Now, contiguous US only. We'll see if we can do better into the second live from now. We'll see if we can change that up a little bit. But contiguous US, we're going to give away a V-cut. The giveaway word is double shoulder. Now, these V-cuts, all right, if you're new or you're not familiar with these threw me in the beginning. I didn't know what a V-cut was. I scanned past it in the catalog, right? Don't know what that is. Not going to buy. This is just a natural veg tan double shoulder, but it's from a Brahma. These things are huge. Don't hold me to this, but a typical double shoulder is going to be, I think, average like 12 and a half, maybe 13 square feet, if I remember correctly. These are a lot bigger. They're huge. And all it is a big double shoulder, but there's a cut on one long side because the Brahmas have that big hump on the back. So that cut is to actually cut out that hump because that's just not going to tan well. So anyway, the giveaway word is double shoulder. All right, everybody, good. Because this is a nice big piece of leather and it's a good tannage. I love the V-cuts. And now, even if you don't win one, it's a great price for us crafters because I might double check on this, but forever they're a one-piece price. So, and the price for one is not ridiculous. It's actually very reasonable. But then when we divide that down by the square footage, it comes out to like $5 a square foot. Not bad for a quality piece of natural veg tan. So anyway, good luck to everybody. At 3:45, Miriam's going to pick a winner, and we'll get you a V-cut double shoulder on the way. And then next time we'll talk. We'll do something cool. But y'all, double shoulder is the entry word. Drop that in, and good luck to everybody. I wish we could give one away to everybody that enters. That's what I would do. So we would be in business about 1 live. Yeah, so Olive Weaver went down because Chuck just gave away everything. Luckily, there's a boss, and she'll keep me from doing that, but that's what I want to do. Yeah, so anyway, congratulations to everybody on that one. Joe Vanek, Randy Bradley, Russell Tate, Crystal, Greg, Tupsaru. Y'all, thanks for being here. It makes my day to see all your names pop up. I hope it's worth your time. I really do. And thanks for being here. Y'all make this what it is. Wow, look at all the people, all the double shoulders. Night for today. Good to see you, Jason Ellis, Ted Chase, Tanis, y'all, Tom Leary, Hatter Cat, Solus. Y'all, thanks for being here. I'm very cool. Very cool. All right. So I know I need to relax. I'm amongst friends. I know I need. In the beginning, I had a little sign. I'd put it on the top on my laptop. Relax. I don't know what happened to that little sign. Of course, it was gone like 3 years ago because we've been doing these over 5 years now. Man, have we done. My dad the other night asked me, how many videos have you done? I have no idea. I lost count in like 2017. I lost count. I got no. I so in the beginning, for maybe the first 2 years, we just released a video when I was done. Right. But then we started doing them every Friday, which is great. Consistency in broadcast, that's a rule, right? Foundation. Boy, that's hard to do. Keep those coming out. Okay, but funny thing, the hard part, it's not coming up with projects. And we'll talk about that too, because y'all had some great project ideas from last time. Funny enough. All right, so anyway, somewhere around there, we started doing them every week. What's that? 350 alone? 350 videos just right there. So anyway, no idea how many I've done, but what I thought was funny, still not out of ideas. Still not out of project ideas. Again, hallelujah, for leathercraft. How many of us does leathercraft keep us out of trouble? Right? Yeah, I can't afford to be in trouble to begin with. But maybe that's because I'm spending money on leathercraft and not somewhere else. So good for us. Yeah. But not only, and here's another thought. I don't know if I had too much coffee this morning or what, but I'm on a roll because, and I write these things down over a 2 week period. So a lot to talk about. But so, like, you spend an evening, you get off work. We're tired. When we get off work, we're going to eat dinner. We're going to clean up, plop our butts down on the sofa in front of the TV, keeping the sofa from escaping, right? That's one of my superhuman strengths. Our sofa ain't going anywhere. But if we think about it this way, so we could sit and watch TV for 3 hours, all right? How many commercials you going to see? 1,000. How many are you going to remember? Not one. You might remember a show or two or a funny comment here or there, blah, blah. But think about we spend that same 2 or 3 hours in our shop. At the end of the night, we've got this really pretty project that it could last longer than we will. We will love and use and wear that for decades, or we'll give it to somebody, which is one of my favorite parts. We give it to somebody, they're going to love it for decades. You ever make something for somebody and years later they come up to you and go, you made this belt for me. Like, I'm sorry, I don't remember making that belt for you. I feel kind of bad, but on the other hand, how cool is that? I mean, really, that we can do that well for ourselves. Absolutely. We can make things that we see. And that's a lot of our motivation. We see this beautiful briefcase, $1,500. I don't think so. I can make that myself, right? A lot of our motivation, or a lot of us get into leathercraft because of that type of motivation. But okay, so we make things for ourselves, but even beyond that, giving stuff away is so cool. But like with the kids at VBS, being able to do that for them. My folks, I make a couple of little things, little glasses cases, little clutches. They just love to give those. They'll buy them from me, which I hate. I hate that. I hate charging. But mom and dad will order 6 or 8 of them at a time. And they'll just give these out to friends at church. The waitress, my dad's in a men's group. They've been meeting every Monday morning for like 12 years. He's given stuff to all these guys. And mom's got the group. She's got a canasta group and church group and neighbor. The point is, how cool is it that we can do something for friends around us? How many people can claim that? And how good is that? And how good is the feeling behind that? And oh crap, I am just rolling. I don't need to pay any attention to this or these or, what's going on here. Yeah, get me to talk about leather. It's not really tough. The trick's get me to shut up. Right? Is anybody else like that? Yeah. Love the craft. sometimes come off as a salesman, but I'm not. I really do believe if I can do this, anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. And that's my strength is trying to bring people into the craft. All of us, not just me, a lot of us, we just we get so much out of it. And we're crafters. We want to spread that. We want other people to get this joy. So, and again, like I say, we don't have a craft. I've said this time and again. We don't have like my dad got me into model railroading when I was 5 years old. Our first little, I'll still remember our first little layout. It's got a layout over there that's 25 by 7 feet. It's a big layout. And I've got scratch built. And I mean, that's a nice, anyway, when I was growing up, there were 6 or 8 great train stores in Atlanta. I mean, they were just trains. No other hop. There's probably one now. It's a dying craft. Leathercraft, on the other hand, we've got so many options. It's almost a little bit of a problem, right? And I mean that in that designing projects. Okay, so what are we going to make? All right, let's make a sporran. How big, how long, how wide, how deep? What leather are we going to use? Are we going to dye that leather? What color dye? Are we going to mix our dyes? Are we going to add an antique? And that's our product of the week, neutral antique. We always had 5 colors, blah, blah. Black, mahogany, light brown, blah, 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 blah. We got a neutral now. We can mix that. I don't know how many Angelus. We have like 9,000 colors of Angelus paint. Okay, it's not, maybe it's 8,000. but okay, so we can mix our neutral antique with any one of these. We can mix these, right? So, okay, hundreds of color possibilities just for our antique. How many top coats do we have out there, right? Are we going to add spots? Are we going to add conchos? And what finish? What size? What color? Buckles, squares, D's, O's. What do we... Damn, I'm tired just thinking about the project, much less getting started on it. And with our projects, all right, so we've got, say, a sporran. Well, we've got little billets on that. Are we going to put a stamp design on the billets? Are we going to work our edges? Are we going to sew? What size thread? What color thread? What type of stitch line are we going to lace? What color? What size? What? God. I'm just whipped. Now I'm too tired to start a project. Right. The point there is we've got a thriving craft, and it's because of y'all. Jump in, dive in. We love it. We're having a great time making stuff. What else can we make? What else can I put on my work table? So, okay, let's back up. Let's slow down. That's how it got to 3:15 so fast. I can't shut up. All right, so anyway, best craft going. Not my opinion, simple fact. Just a fact. So, okay. Oh, but Joe South. I said it before, your videos got me into doing leather. Hallelujah. That means more than you know, Joe. It really does. I'm not very good at it, but I would beg to differ, Joe. I would beg to differ on that one. Oh, it looks like Night for Today is gonna get to meet somebody. Let's see, okay. Booth. Cool. You got to let us know how that goes. Anybody that's got shows going, let us know how they're doing. I'd love to hear. Now, you don't have to go into detail and tell us what's selling and how much. That's probably giving away a little too much information, right? But still, if you got a booth, let us know. Did you do well? Did you not? Did it rain? Did you have good booth neighbors? Was there good food trucks there? I know already we're back into food. Man, it was a great live until about 20 after Chuck took a left turn into ribs and we never came back. Okay. I'll do my best to try to keep us on leather. Yeah, right. Okay. So anyway, okay. Night for Today. I've made halters, collars, leashes. Yeah. Oh, leashes, leads, belt. There's so many things that are just, I'd love to make a list of things that are just common to us. Belts. I mean, that comes to mind first. But belt, purse, and bag and pouch, absolutely. But there are things I've never really dealt with, like footwear. There's so many. avenues of leather, um, like tag saddle alone, but the artistic side of it, like belts. Okay, we all make belts. How many types of I've probably got 60 belts in this house, and no two are alike. Fashion belts, width, like the wider belts, spots, colors. I've always wanted to do one of the belts that come together in a V, like with an O-ring. I gotta do one of those. So, I mean, belts alone, there's gotta be hundreds. Weight belts, yeah, gun belts, right? Anyway, okay, let's back up. Um, okay, let me move. I know I keep they're coming in so fast. So thank you. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Um, yeah, okay. Stellar Ebb, remember the pets, craft idea, pet, leather, collars, or harness? Absolutely. And right there, you can make 25 different kinds of just halters and not halters for horse, but the little halters for pets. Like, how many different designs could we do on those? And decorate little tooling, simple spots. We could line those, put a beautiful line and make it a good thick. Okay. It's getting kind of hot in here. It's, I may need to back off on the coffee a little bit. That's my success is based on the bean. Yeah. I had a little coffee today. Yeah, a lot of coffee. Anyway. All right, so we've got that behind us. Let me back up a little bit. And I almost don't want to because I want to stay over here because it looks like we've got some folks talking about some shows, fairs, tourist areas. Absolutely. Very cool. Uh, water canteens, kestrels. Yeah, I haven't I haven't done one of those because the canteens, the old style canteens and kestrels, and mainly because you got the liner. There's a food grade polyurethane. I don't want to get us into that. I'm not going to get us into that. Uh, but anyway, all right. Let's see. Susan M. is talking about it's the area where the movie on Golden Pond was filmed. Absolutely beautiful. Oh man, I'd love to. Been to Connecticut once, long time ago when we lived in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. We took a trip up there to see some friends. I just remember it being absolutely beautiful. We went in the fall, right? So you can't go wrong going into the Northeast in the fall. But we didn't do a lot. We didn't move around a lot, but I just loved every minute of being up there. Um, oh, Maz, bless your heart on that one. Ooh, Greg, yeah. And I think I've got this in my eyes. The Angelus Pearlescent makes glorious antiques. You're right, because I've gotten, I think in the notes when I talk about the product, I think it's the gold. It's the gold. Hold on, I'll throw this in the damn trash. All right, well, let me find that because it is a good, can't remember. Oh, it's the rose gold. Yeah, the rose gold. So you can't really see it, but you can sort of get a little hint of gold. So yeah, Greg, you're exactly right. Exactly right on that one. Good one. Oh, Mark. Of course, I saw this one. I make traditional medieval quivers, knife sheaths, archery equipment. Currently crafting a over-the-shoulder blowgun darts quiver. Mark, very cool. Glad you jumped in with that one. Nice. Uh, oh, bless your heart. Night for today. Sound like you had two shows that didn't do well. It happens. Uh, night for today. My dog says I'm typing too much and petting too little. Yeah, who spoiled you? Yeah, Bruce is in here somewhere. Um, yeah, he's in here somewhere and he's bored because it's been raining. What a pain in the ass. God. We don't feed them because we love them. We feed them so they'll leave us alone. Right? Anyway, um, Yeah, dude, we with my old business, Dorsett House, we did a new show. I've mentioned this before, but I'll bring it up because it happened. So it was a brand new show. Didn't do any advertise. I don't know what they did on advertising. Not my call. What I do know is that Wednesday night, show was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Saturday afternoon, we had done so little in sales, literally, and this was in the early days, that we could either eat or get a hotel room. I'm not kidding. It was that we had like $48 in sales. So we went to a big Chinese buffet, stuffed ourselves, and then slept in my truck in a truck stop. And boy, it's cool though. The truck stop, they have showers. Yeah. So anyway, man, it happens. It happens. Part of the shows is learning, a lot of this stuff. Sometimes it can't be helped, right? Weather can be an issue. The economy can be an issue. The last three shows I did, you could tell we just had an election, and the general feeling, that spring, I would say, because I had three shows that spring, um, people were out for cheap entertainment and they were not spending a penny. The first show, I almost made my booth fee. The second one, I didn't come close. And the third one, because this was a company that did multiple shows, they didn't even charge me for the third show. And I think I left with $8. I mean, there are some elements you just can't help. But there are for the folks that do good advertising or those shows that have traditionally been in that place at that weekend for years and years, those are typically a good bet. And also the fee that a company will charge you. If you've got somebody that's charging a $50 booth fee, you ain't going to be making much money on there. But if you're paying $350 or $500 for a booth fee, they've got the crowds, they've got the advertising. On a show like that, you're pretty assured you're going to make at least a little bit of money, probably three times your show fee. That just comes from years and years. Now, the big shows like Blade Show here in Atlanta, those booths they're 30, a 10 by 10. I can't remember because the companies handle it for the last 10 years, but I think a 10 by 10 is about 2 grand. Well, they've got 65,000 people coming through that place. And I bet you're going to do $8,000 or $10,000 in sales on that show. That's a big one, though. I mean, that's a big fee, a lot of inventory. Anyway, all this just comes. I've done so many shows. I should have grabbed let me do that because this is funny. There's all the shows I've done. Yeah. I've done a few shows, not being arrogant or pompous on that. The point is that you gain so much information when you do just one little show. And if it is your first show, it's a little show, $50, you didn't make much money. I guarantee you learn 25 different things. You probably don't even think about it. Through all of this, the point is it's going to happen. You're going to have a bad show for any number of reasons. Don't get disappointed. Don't get disappointed. Um, and okay, one more point because it's a valid point, and then we'll move on. All right. The first time you do a show, let's say there's a show in this certain town, they've been doing the show for years. The first time you do it, you're okay. You did some sales, you paid for the booth, the food, because we're all going to eat at the food trucks, right? Let's don't eat up all our profit. I've done that too. Anyway, the second time you do that show, your sales are going to increase, and it's psychology, right? Yeah. Do we need a P there? Anyway, like pneumonia. The point is that when folks see you again, now you're not a fly by night little business that's here today, gone tomorrow. You've got some credence. But also from time to time, and I do this, we probably do this, we see something at a show or we see something, we don't buy it. And for months I go, I should have bought that. I should have bought that. I should have bought. Well, by the time that show comes back around, there are folks out there that saw something you had. They didn't buy it. This time they're going to come back and buy it. That's where I'm going with that. There's a lot of psychology to the shows. Quantity sells. I've said that. If you've got one product, you're probably going to, you might sell it. But if you have 10, you're probably going to sell all five, at least five or maybe six, if not all of them. I'll keep my fingers crossed that you sell every one of them. Yeah. You go home with an empty table. So, anyway, all right. So, y'all, sorry I'm not keeping up over here. Oh, good. Susan M. Okay. The show we're going to this weekend. Nice. Susan, I want to hear about this. Next time, I want to hear how you did. We all do. We all do. Let's see, about 130 vendors. That's good. You can tell that's not a one-time off show. The promoter advertises well. Okay, the Lake Region show. Shows are our biggest money-making shows. Nice. Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, and right there, Susan, she's given us a great tip. Absolutely, a great tip. And Susan, thank you for that. For anybody that's thinking about jumping into a show, do it. Do it. Do it. I can't. I'm going to stop because I feel like I talk about that too much, and I apologize. I feel like there's two things I get on a rant: pricing and shows. And we'll back off of that. Sorry, okay, let's do this. Let's do this because I went to all this trouble. All right, so let's see. Okay, so Carrie from last time, I had mentioned marking our leather, right? All right, so Carrie's comment, I forget to mark my leather. I'll remember. No, I won't. You're right. No, I won't. That's exactly right. This behavior must be corrected, Mr. Torrance. Red Rum, right? The Shining. Oh, man. Great book, too. Book totally different. Back to leather. Back to leather. Okay, let's see. All right, Christopher Barnes. Christopher, I didn't see this. Christopher's mom has been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Let's all say a prayer. Let's keep Chris and his mom in our prayers tonight. How about that? So, I can promise you, Chris, you'll be in my prayers tonight. Bless your heart. And we're going to hope for an excellent outcome. That's what we're going to do. Aminals, which I love. Aminals. Talking about brain tanning. And Bridget has had a chance to do that. And she kind of came up with the same outcome and I did. It's easier just to buy a hide. I'd tan the deer hide. It's really just easier to go buy one. It really, if you're into it, you absolutely can do it and do a fine job of it. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. Anyway, all right. Also, so last time I asked, what would be great video ideas? Y'all, thank you. I've added every one of these to my running list, but right off the bat, it sounds like a tool rack video. Now that's woodworking and not leather, but it's a leather product, right? Something we're going to use in our shop. So that's at the top of the list. But y'all, great suggestions on project ideas. Thank you. Bob Z and Evangeline Boyles, a vest. Every time we're at the Western store, and we're there a lot because we own a horse, but there's no we about it. It's my wife's horse, right? Anyway, so we go to the Western store from time to time, and I always look at the vests because to me, that very good look for a gentleman is a dress shirt with a nice clean vest and a good pair of new pressed jeans and some boots. To me, that's a very classic, very traditional, clean look. I've never bought a vest. And I look at these vests and they're like $250, like Lauren Green, right? Remember those of us who were older, right? Lauren, like he had a lace the edge on it and it looked so good. It's like a saddle tan cup. Great idea. Bob and Evangeline, that's on the list. Absolutely. Excuse me. There we go. Okay. All right, before we get back, Rick Sullivan, because how do you guys have time to do shows? I'm so busy with online and customer walk-ins, there's no time to go anywhere. always covered up. Rick, you have a great problem. You really do. You have a problem that a lot of us are very envious of. If you're there, don't worry about the shows. The point of a show is to get to that point. So, yay, you're already there. I'm envious. Yeah, but the shows are fun. They are fun. But Rick, good. Congratulations. That is very good news. Um, so much for this. Okay. We'll get back to this. All right, so we got a winner coming up. Let me jump over to our winner page because for some reason this does not stick in my brain. I think something detached. And okay, we've got a winner. Thank you, Miriam. Bless her heart. None of this would happen without Miriam. I think Weaver would come down crashing if it weren't for Miriam. All right, so Dave Watkins. Dave Watkins, congratulations on a beautiful V-cut double shoulder. I hope you love it. You're going to get a nice big piece of leather. Dave Watkins. All right, Dave, here's what you need to do. Email us, supplyinfo@weaverbrands.com. We're going to need your name, address, and phone number, and we'll get you a pretty V-cut on the way. Congratulations. Excellent. I'm so glad we could do that. I love the giveaways. And Miriam argues with this. I say that's why everybody shows up because it certainly could not be me. And so I almost feel like we need to have a giveaway or nobody's going to be here. Right? Which Miriam, bless her heart, she said, no, that's not the case. And I believe her because I believe her. So anyway, but nonetheless, and also on the V-cut double shoulders, even if you didn't win one, just keep those in mind. For us crafters, that's a good piece of leather at a very reasonable price. Yeah, and we've got them. We've got a good quality V-cut. Okay, so one more big congratulations. Very nice. I'm so happy. I wish we could do more than just one. I really do. But anyway, okay. So I don't even know where I was. It's just like 9 pages. I don't know where I am. I keep thinking, I'm going to get one day, and it's on my list. I'm going to get organized. Yeah, right. July 4th coming up. And even bigger than that, my mom's birthday is tomorrow. So, Mom, if you're watching, happy birthday. We're going to go up. One of Mom's favorite things, we've got a lodge up in the North Georgia mountains. It's the Brasstown Valley Lodge. There's a golf course. They have, it's high end. We can't afford to stay there, right? It's like $350 a night. The point is, they have a really high-end seafood buffet on Friday night, and the dining room, old school, all oak, like a medium oak paneling. All the windows are like ceiling to floor. They open to the mountains, and you can see. And then Saturday night on prime rib buffet, and it's ridiculous price. It's like $32 a person. It's ridiculously reasonable, other than the fact it's a 2-hour drive. But nonetheless, so we're going to take Mom up to Brasstown Lodge for a big seafood buffet Friday night. But yeah, so my mom's birthday's tomorrow, and then July 4th on Friday. Who loves a July 4th on a Friday? So we get a 3-day weekend. Hallelujah. Yeah. 3-day weekend to working folks. That's like gold in the pocket, isn't it? Yeah. So anyway, let's say, okay, so I did want to do this, at least mention this, because I'd mentioned a dehumidifier in our shop. I've never had one in my shop. Our AC went down. So I bought one of these. It's a portable air conditioner, and it's like foot by 3 foot, not big, not terribly expensive. But like July, August, my shop gets a little bit hot. I just need a little cooling. Well, I bought one that's got a dehumidifier and an air conditioner. So I put it in my shop because it feels a little humid down here. I don't have a wet, I've got a very dry shop. I thought, there's no standing water walls, nothing, anyway. So I turned it on this morning, the dehumidifier. Can we see how full that is? That was about 2 hours this morning. I don't know where all this moisture is coming from, but so I know I put it down there because I'm likely to spill that. Yeah, likely already did. I'm not going to go into that. So it was more in there, but the point is, I can't believe there was that. Well, now, like it was 76 humidity outside, this morning. I don't know how all that's getting into my shop. The point is that if we do have too much humidity in our shop, there's a real chance our tools are going to rust. And that's happened to me in the past when I had a little shop in the garage, just some barn doors on it. Wasn't. So I don't know. It might be a good idea. Not to mention, I mean, the dehumidifier is all I've been using because it blows out cold air when it's dehumidifying. And I just need a little bit of help in the shop because I'm all the way downstairs. It's half below earth, right? So it insulates real well. Anyway, might not be a bad idea. Even maybe if they make a desktop, if we got a small one. But anyway, y'all, thank you for wishing my mom a happy birthday. Tim, Mike, Mohammed, it's good to see your name pop up. I hope you're doing well. Mike, Tim, Tom. Oh, everybody, y'all, bless your heart. That's going to make my mom's day. It really is, y'all. Thank you for that. Man, there's so much. All right, let's do notes from the boss so I can keep my job. It's just that paycheck thing. Okay, so notes from the boss. Wish everyone a happy 4th of July from Weaver. Absolutely. A happy 4th of July from Weaver. From all of us at Weaver to every one of y'all, a big happy July 4th. Secondly, keep an eye out Friday for our Independence Day sale. Ooh, sale to a leather crafter. Yeah, ding. Right. All right, and we have a flash sale that starts every Tuesday. And I mentioned this. I've done a few when I've been up in Ohio, up at the mothership, but Miriam wants me to do one or two from here in my shop. She wants me to pick some of my favorite products. I'll do exactly that. So that's actually on the list. All right, so tool leather of the week. Let's do that. We kind of talked about that, but we'll go over it again because the antique, neutral antique, coolest thing ever. Like I said, we've always had 5 colors: blah blah, black and mahogany and a couple of browns. Well, now with the neutral, we can mix it with any one of our Angelus paints, and they are so pretty. Because an antique, well, technically, it's going to highlight the blemishes and the range marks in our leather, make our leather look antique, used, loved. But now when we start adding some color into that, oh damn, oh man, and I mean, even if we just groove, that it'll stick into a groove line, so pretty. That leaves such a nice. It's not an in-your-face color. It's a very muted color, but you can certainly see it. The point is, I think the antique, the neutral antique, now that's my favorite antique. I'm not sure I've even opened. We've done some with a medium brown, like in some of the videos, but I don't know when the last time I opened one of those up. That's already my 3rd or 4th jar in not very long. So I love that. Love it. Absolutely. Okay. All right, let's back up. Let's see. We are at 354. All right. So here's one I was going to ask. What's your favorite category of project? And I've got some ideas here. I can't give you one because I just want to make everything I think I can out of leather. Right? Okay. But maybe some good ideas will pop up here, maybe for the new folks, the beginners, or for the rest of us that may be looking for a project. Never thought of it, out of left field because, excuse me, we see that so often. I see it every week or every time we get on a live. Never thought of making that. Never crossed my mind. Been at it 40 years. Never crossed my mind. Anyway, so here's just some topics to discuss. Gun related. How many Well, gun related, just generally. Right. Holsters, gun belts, rifle scabbards, gun slings, all kinds of ways to go there. Bandoliers. All right. Or how about knife and blade, scabbards, frogs, sword belts, and our blacksmiths, the sheaths, right? Okay. How about person bag, tack, belts. We talked about belts. Um, so many possibilities there for making belts. Um, pouch, garment. I don't do a lot of garment, and I need to. We've got so many beautiful garment weight leathers at Weaver. The vest, perfect garment weight project. So we're going to work on that. Boot and shoe. I've never made a boot and shoe. I've never made. Oh, that's good. I use words real good. But actually, it's spelled boot and show. Who types this crap? Right? Yeah. Anyway, boot and shoe. Um, briefcase. Briefcase, I think. Well, no, there's a. All right, so costume, a reenactor, any era, armor, home or office accents like the cow pillows or desk pads or mouse pads or business card cases. Um, fashion, cuff, necklace, jewelry. We've got this. For once, there's something close enough to grab. This round lace, all kinds of possibilities for bracelet and necklace and oh, okay. All right, and specialty. I don't even have this. All I'm saying here is this most of us never think about because there are all kinds of I made gentleman came to me, had one of the old hand crank water pumps. Well, those forever, and they still use like a leather gasket. It's a wet formed gasket, 8 to 9 ounce. It's about this big, and it comes up to a lip, maybe a 3/4 inch high lip. He wanted to make 3 or 4 of them because he didn't know if he'd ever get any more, right? If he'd ever find me again. Um, there was a company I used to cut for. It was, well, 2 companies. One used, they were, um, I can't remember what they had something to do with nautical, industrial nautical. They bought 1 inch by 3 inch pieces of 4 to 5 ounce veg tan by the hundreds. Um, crane and sling and hoist, skid pads, wear pads, leather works the best. How about weight belts? And anyway, the point is, just for all of us, what do you like to work on? Is there any kind of more specific category that you particularly like to work in more than say anything else? So, and again, I won't see all these now. Milo, my favorite is making. Yeah, there's one notebook, book covers with tooled leathering. Yeah, binding, book binding, journal covers. Um, Halloween, rock ball, Halloween themed face mask would be a nice project. We did one long time ago. Did the fox. Um, let's say Shane. Okay, different subject, but let's see. I tried the main thread recently. Very disappointed. Good tip for all of us. Good tip for all of us. Now, I will mention this because this crossed my mind the other day. I actually mentioned it in a video. I like the poly thread. Nylon is okay. I just like the poly thread. Nylon seems to be a little bit stiffer. But one I don't like is linen thread. It's old school thread. It's old school, looks good. You can still find it out there. But the reason is the strength. Because, and again, I think in the Shop Tricks video, maybe coming out this Friday, there's a way you can take 2 stamp tools. Like if you really need to crank down on your thread, you can take 2 stamp tools, wrap your thread around the knurled part of the tool, and with that, I mean, you can pull that hard enough to pull it through the leather. On a linen thread, when you do that, almost immediately pop the thread. Almost immediately. So that's really the only reason I don't like the linen threads. But with the Ritza, it does everything I want it to do. And again, like the antique, forever, forever, as long as I can remember, we had 4 colors of thread: black, brown, white, and beige. Period. I don't know how many writs of colors we did. Not only colors, but now there's that 4 different weights. The 0.6 millimeter, perfect for smaller projects. Proportion's a big part of this. All the way up to 1.2 millimeter. Now, I haven't used that yet. Weight belt, still on the list. If I can get there, I need 2 of me. But that would be perfect for like weight belts, safety belts, much larger projects. So not only now do we have multiple colors to choose from, we have multiple weights to choose from. So many things have happened in leathercraft in the last 10 years that just blowing up the possibilities for designs, and it's too much. It's still an overload. Right? It's fun. It's fun designing a project, but it can be like a little bit of a problem because there's so many possibilities. Spots alone, round. There's dome. There's spots that make little chain links. There's spikes. There's domed diamonds, multiple size diamonds, conicals. One of my favorite for the costume folks. Spots and then finishes. What do we got 6 different finishes on our spots at Weaver. Like the round spots. What do we got? We got like 6 sizes with 1/4-inch tines. Another 6 sizes with 3/8-inch tines. I know I'm on a roll. Okay, what is crap? It's already after. Okay, well, I hope something in here today was worthwhile. There's something I said that's going to help you out. I certainly do. Man, today went by fast. Maybe we can do 2 hours. Maybe we can. But y'all, let me just say this. Thank you for every one of these comments. I have not seen 99% of them, but I promise you, I wouldn't say this time next week, 2 weeks from now, 6 hours short of 2 weeks from now, I'll be reading every one of these. Bless your heart. Thank you for God bless every one of you. And Chris, you're in our prayers. Absolutely. We're going to hope for the best for your mom. I'm going to leave this open for a minute. But again, please don't hesitate. If you need to email me, there's an email right on our opening page on our website at Weaver. Feel free to send me an email. Happy to respond. Y'all, in about 2 weeks, we'll come back together. We'll see if, you know what, I'll just use the same damn script because I didn't cover anything on it. So we'll do that next time. All right. Y'all, again, I hope you got something great on your work table. Hope you got something to look forward to in your shop. I think that's one of the reasons that leather crafters are just generally happy, friendly people. We always have something fun to look forward to. Enjoy your Wednesday evening, the second half of your week. I hope you have a great weekend. Summer is here. Hallelujah. Minus the humidity, the spider webs, the flies, the bugs in general, but it's still summer. So, y'all, thanks for making this what it is. It means more than you know, and I hope it's worth your time, and I hope it's enjoyable to you. I just don't want to stop because these just keep coming through. But we're going to call it there. Y'all, thanks for every bit of this, making this what it is. Love y'all more than you know. Thanks for everybody that posted, and we'll see you again. I know I hate these stupid things, but whatever. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. We'll come up with a good giveaway. I'll see if I can come up with some good, fun stuff to talk about and do. And next week, I'll temper the coffee intake. How about that? Y'all take care. Love you. Thanks so much for being here. I'm going to look forward to 2 weeks from today. God bless y'all. We'll see you then. Bye, y'all.